Like if we start analyzing the data from like big transactions, like for what I mean about big transactions, let's call it like uh, uh, more than 100 USD million dollar transactions. And in that kind of like segment, we will definitely see the conclusion would be that the vast majority of those transactions have been performed by state-owned enterprises. And the reason why that's been happening, of course, there's so different factors, but I can share with you like some comments. Like SOEs, they have played a very important role in the Chinese economy due to like historical reasons and the specific structure of the Chinese economy. If you go back to 1949, you will see that a vast majority, almost like probably 100% of the Chinese economy was public, and that system has been liberalizing, especially you see like what's been happening in China from 1978 when Deng Xiaoping started this opening up process and liberalizing and giving more market economy elements to the Chinese economy. We'll see that Chinese SOEs, they have been indeed experiencing so many big reforms to make the market more competitive and give the private sector a more important role in the economy. But another reason why SOEs they have been playing a very important role in Chinese overseas activity is like there are still certain sectors in the Chinese economy in which SOEs like state-owned enterprises they have like a key kind of like a position, and of course there is a certain fit or match with Latin American economies. I'm talking about like energy, like telecom, like engineering and construction, like agribusiness and so on. You will see that still there are what Chinese people call like strategic sectors of the Chinese economy, in which like the main players are still state-owned enterprises for strategic reasons in China. And some people usually say, like some scholars, they say that they have seen some like Chinese SOEs having better access to like financing when they go overseas. So if you consider about that, you will see that SOEs, if they indeed have a better access to financing, they will be in a better position to invest overseas. And regarding that, there's some data that's been showing that roughly like 80% of Chinese activity in Latin America is being coming from state-owned enterprises, while private, of course, is not having even like been having like a 19%. It really depends again on the type of like it's really difficult to get the data. So this is kind of like focusing on bigger transactions again. I would like to share with you, Stas, like some data what's been happening in Chile so far, because I identified that
Mhm.
there's been a change in terms of like the origin of capital from public and more to private. So if you see again like big transactions from 2005 2019 happening in Chile, we have like from roughly there were like 10 big deals, acquisitions of over again like 100 million USD, and almost half of them they were coming from private companies, big companies. To share with you a few names, we have like Metals, we have like State Power Investment, we have like Southern Power, we have like China Three Gorges, and we have State Grid. While on the private sector, we have like Shunderi Singh, we have Xinjiang Goldwind, we have Chengdu Tianqi, and we have the Joy Bio. So even in big transactions, at least in the case of Chile, we've seen that there is a diversification in terms of like the origin of Chinese capital. They're not just SOEs, but also private companies that are gaining a more important kind of like role in terms of like M&A and investment in the region. And finally, I think again, like it really depends on the methodology that you are using, but I think it's very important to make this distinction of like big transaction, small transaction, and also like M&A activity and greenfield investment. Right? There are several ways of investing overseas. It can be usually through like an M&A structure, greenfield, or joint venture. Again, if we try to analyze what's been happening in terms of like smaller transactions or greenfield investment, we will see that there's a huge and increasing importance of private capital and private initiatives in Latin America. And I will share with you, like in the case again of Chile, which is where I'm based, you will see that names such as like Huawei, Didi, Xiaomi, CTE, BYD, Lenovo, DJI, Mobile, Haier, Great Wall, Mandarin Oriental. These are all of them are private companies. All of them they've been having like an increasing role in the region and in different sectors, right? It's not just about like energy, metals, or transportation, as I was saying before, but think about the cases of Huawei or Xiaomi or CT in telecommunications. I mean, Huawei, the number of like say, the market share they have in the region is huge. And think about like companies such as DJI of drones or Lenovo or Mobike or even like in the tourism like Mandarin Oriental from Hong Kong. So definitely there's been more importance coming from private companies in terms of doing activity in Latin America. It really depends on what are you going to be measuring. Are you going to be measuring M&A? Are you going to be measuring big transactions or different type of investment structures?